Now Abraham was old, well advanced in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. So Abraham said to the oldest servant of his house, who ruled over all that he had, please put your hand under my thigh, and I'll make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, and that you will not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell, but that you shall go to my country and to my family and take a wife for my son. The first point, if you're looking for a life partner, is to look for somebody who will share a common faith with you. A common faith with you. Abraham says to his servant, don't look for a wife among the Canaanites. The reason here is not racial. It's not because of racial discrimination. It's not because of ethnic considerations. It's not because of tribal considerations, but because of considerations of faith. The Canaanites were idol worshippers, and Abraham was a man who worshiped the one true God, Jehovah. And so if you're going to look for a life partner, number one qualification, find somebody you can share your faith with. Find somebody you can share your faith with. If you are a born-again Christian, you must look for somebody who shares that commitment and that faith. Don't look for somebody with the hope that you will renovate the person to your taste. Marriage is not the place where people change. In marriage, people continue who they are. So don't marry somebody with the idea that you will change their faith or their belief system. So marry people you share a common faith with. And I assume that all of you here are born-again Christians, or if you're not born-again Christians, you are on the way to becoming a born-again Christian. And if that is your faith, you must marry somebody or look for somebody who shares that faith. There is no compromise about that. Somebody would say, well, Pastor, what about if the person doesn't share your faith? Don't we all worship the same God? Well, some people may say we worship the same God, but we know that the way to the Father is through Jesus Christ. Worshipping of God or your faith is the most important core of your life. Almost every decision you will make in life, you will make it based on your faith. Almost every decision. All the key decisions you're going to make in life, you will make it based on your faith. The way to raise your children, the kind of discipline to give to your children, the kind of foundation to give to your children, the kind of values to impart to your children, all of these are shaped by your faith. Even how you spend money is determined by your faith. Some people at the end of the month will take 1/10 of their income and give it as tithe based on faith. Some people at the end of the month will not give anything. So if you go to marry somebody who does not share your faith, if at the end of the month you want to give 1/10 of your income as tithe, that person will resist it. It's going to create conflict and your marriage will suffer. So it's important that you find somebody who shares your faith, because the key decisions of life are made on the basis of faith. Don't compromise on that. Those of you who are looking for people to marry and are skirting around unbelievers and just moving around in and out of unbelievers and just hoping that everything will work out right, may I give you a good advice: it will not work out. You may marry, but you are going to have conflicts that you can't imagine, except you want to abandon your faith. But if you want to maintain your faith, get somebody who shares your faith. Now remember, not everybody who goes to church with you shares your faith. Because there are unbelieving believers, there are doubting believers, there are stealing believers, and there are backsliding believers. They are all in the house of God. So look for somebody who shares your faith, who loves God the way you love God, who has a heart for God the way you have a heart for God. And if you are backsliding, look for somebody who is backsliding like you too. But make sure that the person shares your faith. That's qualification number one.